Okay, I should be on right now. What's going on, everybody? Huvi 186 back again with another video. Just leaving work right now. Late night hours with Huvi. Back again. I decided I wanted to talk about this because obviously me and Nintendo Gamer we're going to talk about this at some point, the overall review of E3, and this show will probably be talked about. But I feel like I need to talk about this now, and I may do the same thing with the Microsoft E3 if I wake up in time, right? Because I mean the Microsoft E3 is the one I'm looking forward to the most. So I'll do that. I gotta get used to doing this. I haven't done this in a long time. Alright, that Ubisoft show was terrible. I'm not gonna curse. Normally I would curse up a storm, but I'm gonna try to be clean cut about it. That show was terrible. Just from the first game on, and look, I get it. Rainbow Six, Quarantine, what was it called? Extraction. I'm sure some of you guys, I know that there's a lot of people who are fans of Siege. I'm not. And to have this version of it where it was, okay, let me go back a little bit, because I am a little bit tired, and, so I'm just going to be talking all over the place. I remember a long time ago, I think it was called Rainbow Six Patriots, where it was supposed to be a situation, kind of like what happened in this country, fairly recently, where we have the, our military up against the citizens, either done in this country or another country or whatever. It was going to play off of real life stuff, and it wouldn't surprise me if they geared away from that because they didn't want to get too real. I get that, but to get what we have now, it's like, God, I just don't care. Like the blobs and shapeshifters and all the other shit, I don't care. And it's based on the same gameplay style of Siege, and I'm just not with it, man. Like I just wasted like 20 minutes watching a game that I just didn't give a shit about. And then you have the Rocksmith announcement, which I don't give a shit about. What else happened? They showed a collage of stuff. They were talking about stuff about some of the older games that they came out with, which is the rage nowadays, where everyone just talks up old games and tries to minimize the new shit that came out. So it doesn't surprise me that Ubisoft went out there talking about upgrades and DLC and all this other shit for shit that they've already come out with the mediocre stuff that they've already come out with. And I mean, I just didn't care about none of it. They showed a screen, like they showed a cutscene from Far Cry 6, and they also showed like gameplay of this. I don't know what it's called, but I guess it's essentially all the bad guys from Far Cry's past. I guess battling it out with each other or some shit like that. Look, I think it's a neat idea, but I'm not the type of person who gravitates towards villains. I'm just not that type of person. If a hero is interesting enough, I'd rather gravitate towards the hero than the villain. Like it's never been my thing. So I don't really care about that. And I don't know. There was some other stuff that they showed. For a second, I was looking through YouTube, and I thought I saw Rayman announced. I thought I missed it, but it apparently is some other game called Rawman. So that was a fucking disappointment. And then the show ends with Avatar, a movie that's like 12, 13 years old, a movie that I didn't give a shit about then. And I don't give a shit about the game. The game looks nice, based on what Ubisoft is showing us right now. Like, we don't know if that's going to be the real thing. It has a little bit of Horizon Zero Dawn vibes to it, but like I said, I don't care about the IP, so I'm not gonna give two shits about what they showed off here. Ultimately, like, it was just a show full of bullshit that I did not care about at all. And Ubisoft used to be one of my favorite developers, man. Like, they used to make, Splinter Cell, the Ghost Recon, the good Ghost Recon games, Splinter Cell. Like, now they just make, I feel like the jumping off point for them was Assassin's Creed. And they showed off some more bullshit with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't give a shit about that. But I just feel like the company jumped the shark with that franchise. I just feel like ever since they started milking that franchise, everything's gone downhill. Like, we get thousands and thousands of fucking Assassin's Creed, but we can't get a fucking Splinter Cell. And even if they make Splinter Cell, can we trust them to make it good? I like, it's been too long. I don't fucking trust them. So it's like, at the end of the day, like, if I had to get the if I had to get the conference a grade, I'm giving it an F. Garbage, absolute trash. I can't think of one game. Oh, there was another game that they showcased. It was that open world, extreme sports game. I forgot the title of it, but the successor to it is supposed to be the successor to Steep. And I played Steep. Steep was not a bad game. The problem, and this may be just me being old, but the problem with Steep, in my opinion, is that it focused too heavily on so many different aspects of I guess what they were trying to do. Like, you can snowboard, you can ski, you can glide, and all the other stuff. And I think that if the game had real focus, if it had like one discipline that they concentrate on, and my weak point is probably snowboarding, excuse me, because like, I grew up a big fan of snowboarding with the Cool Border series and the SSX series. If they had really put the emphasis on one discipline and really fleshed out the game instead of making it a free-to-play, thing that it became, I don't know if it was done. I don't know if it would have been more successful, but it's a game that I probably would have still been playing. Like, I played Steep for a couple weeks, and I was done with it. Like, I didn't hate the game, but it's just like, all I really wanted to do in that game was snowboard. That's it, and that's all I really wanted to do. And and ultimately, it is just a small part of the game. And with this game, you're doing everything. You're driving. You're riding a bike. You're doing all this stuff. And to me, like, no, I'm not into that. Like, I'm just not into that. I don't want a more advanced version of Steep. I want something. I want something more linear. You know what I mean? Something that has personality. You know what I mean? Like, something like, and it doesn't do it. And honestly, like, I felt that way about the whole show. I just felt that way about the whole show. I just didn't like I didn't like their showcase. So if I had to give it a grade, it's a straight F for me. Like, it's an F. I think that's about it. Like, there's nothing else worthy of talking about. So this is Huvi 26. I'm out. Bye.